Quit, give up, you're beaten, they shout at me and plead. There's just too much against you now, this time you can't succeed. And as I start to hang my head in front of failure's face, my downward fall is broken by the memory of a race, and hope refills my weakened will as I recall that scene, for just the thought of that short race rejuvenates my being. A children's race, young boys, young men, how I remember well, excitement sure, but also fear, it wasn't hard to tell. They all lined up so full of hope, each thought to win that race, or tie for first, or if not that, at least take second place. And fathers watched from off the side, each cheering for his son, and each boy hoped to show his dad that he would be the one. The whistle blew and off they flew, young hearts and hopes afire. To win and be the hero there was each young boy's desire. And one boy in particular, whose dad was in the crowd, was running near the lead and thought, my dad will be so proud. But as they speeded down the field across a shallow dip, that little boy who thought to win lost his step and slipped. Trying hard to catch himself, his arms flew every place, and amid the laughter of the crowd, he fell flat on his face. So down he fell, and with him hope, he couldn't win it now. Embarrassed, sad, he only wished to disappear somehow. But as he fell, his dad stood up and showed his anxious face, which to the boy so clearly said, get up and win the race. He quickly rose, no damage done, behind a bit, that's all, and ran with all his mind and might to make up for his fall. So anxious to restore himself, to catch up and to win, his mind went faster than his legs. He slipped and fell again. He wished then he had quit before with only one disgrace. I'm hopeless as a runner now, I shouldn't try to race. But mid the laughing crowd he searched and found his father's face, that steady look that said again, get up and win the race. So up he jumped to run once more, 10 yards behind the last. If I'm to gain these yards, he thought, I've got to move real fast. And so exerting everything he had, he regained 8 and 10, but trying so hard to catch the lead, he slipped and fell again. Defeat. He lay there silently, a tear dropped from his eye. There's no sense running anymore. 3 strikes, I'm out, why try? I've lost, so what's the use, he thought. I'll live with my disgrace. But then he thought about his dad, whom soon he'd have to face. Get up. An echo sounded low. Get up and take your place. You were not made for failure. Get up and win the race. With borrowed will, get up. It said, you have not lost at all, for winning is no more than this, to rise each time you fall. So up he jumped to run once more. And with a new commit, he resolved that win or lose, at least he wouldn't quit. So far behind the others now, the most he'd ever been, still he gave it all he had and ran as though to win. 3 times he'd fallen stumbling, 3 times he rose again. And he ran with all his mind and might, and right until the end. And you know, they cheered the winning runner when he crossed the line first place, head high and proud and happy, no falling, no disgrace. But when the fallen youngster crossed the line last place, the crowd gave him the greater cheer for finishing his race. And even though he came in last with head bowed low, unproud, you would have thought he'd won the race to listen to the crowd. And to his dad, he sadly said, I didn't do so well. To me, you won, his father said. You rose each time you fell. And now, when things seem hard and dark and difficult to face, the memory of that little boy helps me in my own race. For all of life is like that race with ups and downs, and all you have to do to win is rise each time you fall. Quit, give up, you're beaten. They still shout in my face. But another voice within me says, get up and win the race. And you know what? That hits me hard, because I've fallen 3 times, 33 times, 333 times, and it's so tempting just to stay down and give up. But may you, may I, and I do, I'm still hanging on in there, still plodding on, may we just listen to that voice. Get up. An echo sounded like, get up and take your place. You were not made for failure. Get up and win the race. With borrowed will, get up, it said. You have not lost at all, for winning is no more than this, to rise each time you fall. And today and tomorrow, next week, you will hear, quit, give up, you're beaten. They'll shout in your face. But another voice will say, get up and win the race. Whatever you're going through, God says to you, I believe in you, that you've got what it takes to be who I've called you to be. Get up.